Well, here we are at Newark Showground, the second of the Newark shows, and our guest of honour, Chris Walker's here with us. Chris, what's it been like for you today?
It's been fantastic. I was lucky enough to be a guest of honour at one of the Mortons shows a few years ago over at Stafford, and that was an immense event to be a part of. It's huge there now, with it being run for so long. So when Mount got in touch with me and asked me to be part of the new Newark show, it's on my doorstep, and it, of course, an absolute honour to be here again. And no, it's been a great couple of days. It really has. The shows, they're a lot bigger than last year, and I can't believe how many people have been. It's been stunning, and it could have snowed, but it's not. The sun shone both days. It's been great.
That's because you're here, mate. The sun always shines on the righteous. Right. Well, people will remember that, and people that are watching this will all want to know about your ride at Alton Park this year. The latest thing. I was blown away by it. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's. When I first rode the bike earlier in the year, I did think to myself we'd got a good package. I really did. The team worked well, the bike worked well, and I did think, if the conditions were in our favour, we could just get this thing on the podium once or twice this year. And I genuinely never thought it would be a win, and so early on in the year. But to be rewarded, Bournemouth Kawasaki with putting a bit of faith in me for 2012, and to reward them with a win only 3 rounds in was phenomenal. And the way the win came about, having had to catch Tommy Hill, reigning champion, and then Brooksy, one of the championship protagonists, and then to actually have to pass Sheikh, who won the British Championship, it was a fair fight. The conditions were kind of favourable for me, I guess, with it being damp patches and things, but we're all out there on the same tyres, same day, and it was mega. I didn't realise though, till everybody kept reminding me, it's 12 years since I won one last. So it was a very, very special day.
Right. So, what did the Bournemouth lads say? They must have been absolutely out of the trees when you came back.
Yeah, when I came through the finish line to take the checkered flag, the whole of the Bournemouth team were creating a shadow over the start-finish straight as I came past. Basically, they're all hanging over the pit wall. Ray Stringer's not the smallest man in the world, and he was up there. Pete Extance, he's actually a local guy. He was from Nottingham originally. He's down in Bournemouth now. He's the mastermind behind the Kawasaki Bournemouth team. He was up there with his lad and his wife, and my wife was up there. Rosie, my little girl, she slept through it all but woke up for the podium. So, but
typical woman.
But no, it was amazing. It really was. And I said to some people earlier that the cool down lap of that race, you go through the checkered flag and then people are waving and stuff. It was one of those feelings you got that the whole crowd had waited.
It's very humbling, mate, isn't it?
It is immensely so, and it was like the whole crowd had waited 12 years to watch me win another race, and it was brilliant. It's one of the best feelings I've ever felt.
And that must have been very similar to the occasion at Assen, again in the rain, when you came through. Was that a similar feeling? Because there's a hell of a lot of Brits over there all shouting for you there.
Yeah, that for me, what was there was a lot of similarities. The difference for that was I personally needed and wanted to win a World Superbike race. For me, as all the teams I've ridden for, I'd always try my hardest, and I'd got podiums on nearly every bike I'd raced in World Superbikes, but never the gold one. And I knew I wasn't going to be in World Superbikes for many more years, and I desperately wanted to win a race after being there for so long. And so when I did finally get it, it was like winning. It was like finding the Holy Grail. It really was. There's no other way to describe it. And Rachel, that we got married the next year, she was there to watch me do that, and it made it extra special, that did. And the team that I was riding for as well, the little Italian PSG1 team, it was like I was being part of a big Italian family, everybody eating pasta, drinking espresso and stuff, and they were even more excited, I guess, in a way than the Bournemouth guys, because that's what Italians are like. They're either high as a kite or lower than Lino. There's not really anything in between. And they were all in tears from the biggest mechanic, Massimo, we called him, because he was like a gladiator. It was a big old team. There was plenty in there, 27 members in the team, and I think 25 of them were crying when I won the race. So no, it was a special day.
So what can we expect from the Stalker next year?
Well, same again for 2013, same team, Kawasaki Bournemouth. Got a couple of new sponsors on board, but I'm going to be riding the same bike with a few updates. Race Stringer's going to get even more power out of it over this winter. I think we had around 220 brake horsepower was the best we saw in 2012. He's got a plan to get another 4 or 5 out of it. and that win's kind of spurred me on for at least another year. I'm not ready to stop just yet, but obviously if I wasn't competitive, I wouldn't want to be out there. But I had some great rides in the top 10 this year, finished 9th in the championship, even with breaking my heel. So the intention is try not to get injured, get a few more podiums, obviously another win if we can, and see if we can get in that shootout. That's the plan.
I mean, even though the Alton Pack thing was very special, you've been there or thereabouts all season. You came out of the traps running. It was really good this year.
Yeah, it was a shame that when I got to Knock Hill and broke my heels, the momentum kind of went from us. Then you don't lose confidence. The problem is you take 2 or 3 races where you've got to get back up to speed, and everybody else is still marching on, and the gap got a bit far away then. And for a couple of rounds I struggled, and then just found our feet again, and we're away and finished the season real strong. With a ban on winter testing, overseas winter testing, it's going to halt the bigger teams that have got the more budget from kind of getting a head start on us. Me being riding the same bike and a lot of people changing machinery, fingers crossed we'll start strong again next year, and that's the plan.
I see you've got a whole setup here, and you've got your bikes here. You've done a stoppie on this magnificent 600 here. I take it that's one of your race school bikes?
Yeah, in 2012 we launched the Chris Walker Race School at Mallory Park. Had a phenomenal year, over 1,000 people through the school in the first year, despite the monsoon-like summer we had. But no, it was brilliant, it really was. And we just, there's been a few schools around over the years, and we just looked at what they were doing, made every little bit of it a bit more special, made the bikes are much better. The instructors are all straight out of BSB, so local guys like Ben Wilson, Lee Jackson, we've got Pete Hickman, also one of the instructors, all the big hitters are straight out of BSB. So when you come to us on a Tuesday or a Thursday at Mallory Park, where it's based, it's the same people instructing you that you watched on TV at the weekend at BSB. So you get loads of track time, 5 times out on track, the bikes included, the gas, everything, all for about 300 quid. So no, it's mega.
So you've got a special deal on here for some of you while you're here at Newark. What's that, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, basically if you book on while you're here at the show, you save £50, so it just gives people an incentive to book on now in the winter. You go away with a voucher, look on the website, pick one of the 15 dates throughout the summer next year, and try and find a purple patch in the weather and have a nice dry one. But the schools are good, they're good wet or dry, and a lot of people do like to learn stuff in the dry, but it's obviously in the wet, but it's obviously going to be more exciting on a dry day.
So what about the motocross side? And when I read your book and this book, people are saying, where can I buy the book? Where can I buy the book? It's super. eBay, you suggested, is probably as good place as any. But the book showed your love of motocross. You really love it, and you've gone and bought into it. Yeah,
I mean, your first bikes when you're growing up, they're always off-road bikes, as of course you can't ride legally on the road till you're 16, although plenty of us do. But no, I had my first bike at 3 and then started doing a bit of schoolboy motocross at the age of 13, and it's always been in my bones. And to be honest, if I'd have ever been any good at it at a real proper level, I probably never would have started road racing. But I still love it today, and there's a motocross track down the road at Gonnerby that came up for grabs, and I've got an interest in that now down there, and we've got Kawasaki hire bikes and stuff. So no, it's I'm surrounded by motorbikes basically, and I don't know a lot else. I'm not the most educated of men, but if I'm near motorbikes and motorbike people, I'm happy. So
the people that are watching this tonight and they're thinking, I'd like to have a go either in the mud or on the track, who do they contact and how do they contact? Have we got a WW job?
Yeah, for the race school it's just basically go on the World Wide Web, chriswalkerraceschool.com or chriswalkerraceschool.co.uk, and the website's Chris Walker Race School, simple as that. And for the motocross, it's Stalker MX, easy, the nickname.
So we want to see you back here at Newark again in June when we're back here again, and we're going to have all hell's going to break loose on the Grand Prix paddock. We're going to have bikes striking up, and it's going to be great fun. But this year, I don't know about you, but I've noticed there's been massive demand from people. All the halls are full of really class machinery, and the new hall for scooters as well. I'm not a scooter man myself, but I think it's fantastic.
No, I mean, I think what the show offers is something completely different to what has been offered elsewhere before. And actually, Newark, it's this actual venue, it's huge. It's synonymous with auto jumbles and bits and bobs. So you mentioned you put in a show on at Newark, and people automatically know where it is. And now I think what makes this show such a success is it relies on passion, and there's nobody got more passion than bikers for the older bikes. And I've had old bikes in my time. I worked for Norton for a couple of years as well. In the new incarnation of the new Nortons and stuff. And I can't wait to have a proper look around now. It's shut, and I can have a look around at my leisure.
Chris Walker, it's been brilliant seeing you again, mate. Thanks. All the best. Bye now.